Hey, this is Mike Hagan. I'm here to talk about the Datacolor SpyderCHECKR. Now this SpyderCHECKR came with a new kit that Datacolor has produced. It's called the SpyderX Capture Pro, and it comes with 4 different tools for photographers. One of those tools is this, it's the SpyderCUBE. I produced another video on that, by the way. We've got this here, which is what we're gonna be talking about today, which is the SpyderCHECKR. I'll explain how we use that in the studio and outside. It also comes with the SpyderX Elite, which is a screen calibration tool, and it comes with this lens calibration tool here. So all 4 of those elements come in a package, and this package specifically is designed for photographers. The main goal here is to help us create better colors, better white balance, better contrast, all of that good stuff. So today I'm going to show how we use the SpyderCHECKR. All right, let's get into that. The SpyderCHECKR comes in this little matte case, matte finish case. It's plastic, and on the bottom of that we have a 1/4x20 screw thread, so we can put this on a tripod or a light stand, and that can hold it. If you don't have a model to hold it, you can have it actually set up here so that you can photograph it on your scene. On the top it also has another 1/4x20 screw, and that's for mounting the SpyderCUBE. We'll do another video showing how to use the SpyderCUBE with the SpyderCHECKR. But I'm going to have Alicia hold this for us right here. What we have is a grid of colors, right? And so these colors allow us to create color profiles in Lightroom, or if you're a video shooter, you can create color profiles maybe in something like DaVinci Resolve. Let's say that you are shooting a scene with multiple cameras. You want the colors to be accurate between all of those cameras so that when you switch in post-processing, the viewer can't tell that you've used a different platform or a different camera. If you are just a single camera shooter like I am today, I'm just shooting with one camera, well, we can still use this to set white balance and to do basically a very in-depth color calibration in Lightroom. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how we do that. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we actually take the picture of this in the studio, then we'll shoot some photographs of Alicia, our model, and then we'll go outside, we'll do the same thing outside during a daylight shoot, then we'll bring it all into Lightroom, show you how it all comes together at the end. The key when you're doing this is to make sure that the color checker is in exactly the same light as your model will be in the final photo. So I've got Alicia holding that right now, and I just want to make sure that her fingers are out of the way of any of the color swath. So go ahead and hold it right down there. Great. Yeah. And then the next thing is I want to make sure that it's square to the camera, because you'll see in Lightroom later on, there's a little grid that I have to put over this, and it has to fit to that. So if it's tilted back, the grid won't work. So make sure it's perpendicular or vertical. All right, so this is our test shot, basically just getting the color set for Lightroom. I'm focusing on the color checker and take that photo. Great. And now you can see what that looks like in camera. Okay, we're done with that. Now we'll take it away and start taking photos. Our work with the color checker is done. Now it's time to take some beautiful shots. All right, Alicia, perfect. I like that stance. Let's go ahead and just drape your arms down. Just drop them normally, shake it out. Nice. This will just be an upper torso shot for the first one. Good, nose down a bit, even farther. Love it. Walk that way 3 inches. That was like 6 inches. There we go. Here we go. Love it. And again. All right, nose down. And let's try the head tilt the other way. Perfect. And one more. All right, we did the inside studio shots. Now let's go outside, do kind of a similar sequence, but using available light. We're outside now, and I'm going to show you how we use this natural light and the color checker to set another profile for a different scenario. So what we've got is I've got a reflector here. I've got the sun behind us, so the sun's shining onto the reflector and then onto her face. I got a nice barn there in the background to produce some bright, vibrant red color. And now it's time to take our photo. And in this image, I'm going to obviously include the color checker, and I'm going to zoom in nice and tight, so the priority here is the color checker itself. But again, pay attention, it's in exactly the same light as my model, all right? And we'll just double check everything is set. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take another one really tight here. Again, I'm looking to make sure her hands are off the corners. Would you rotate it ever so slightly? There you go. Great. And I'm just checking to make sure nothing's blown out. Looks good. It's time to take some pictures. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that shoulder towards me. Love it. Good. Chin down a bit. Lean forward. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's great. Nice smile, Alicia. Beautiful. And last shot is a behind the scenes photo of Joshua and you. Got it. All right, so now we're done outside. Now we'll bring it into Lightroom and show you how to process this color checker inside there to create a custom profile. We're back from our shoots, so now I've downloaded the photos into Lightroom. It's time to use the SpyderCHECKR, show you how to create a custom profile for those photographs. I'll use the software from Datacolor to show you how that works, and then we'll use it to actually edit some photos inside of Lightroom. All right, well, here we go. Now, if you notice that first photo that we took, it was a nice, almost not quite a frame filling shot, but I did include quite a bit of the SpyderCHECKR in the photo. And the goal here is, what I want to do is I want to be able to crop out just the SpyderCHECKR itself. And I'm going to drag that into the software from Datacolor. I'll type Command' to create a virtual copy of that image. I just like working with virtual copies. Then I'm going to crop this image. I hit the letter R for crop, and then I bring this in and crop the photo just so I've got only the color palette showing on the SpyderCHECKR. There we go. So now I double click that and there's the crop. That'll work for when I drag it across to my SpyderCHECKR software, okay? But right now what I have to do is I have to export that. So I'm going to export it out as a JPEG. All right, now that's processed. I've got it here in a subfolder. It's a JPEG. See how I've got that JPEG there? And basically I haven't made any adjustments to it. So now I've got my SpyderCHECKR software open. This is a separate software download. When you buy the SpyderCHECKR product, it comes with the free software download. It either comes as a CD-ROM or you just download it from their website. And that's what I did, is I downloaded it from the website. We see here that the SpyderCHECKR software, it's a camera utility program and it runs independent from Lightroom. So I'm going to take this JPEG that we just produced and I'm going to drag it over here to the SpyderCHECKR software. All right, now I'll bring that here into the middle. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use that and drag the color palette points so that they match in the actual color palette that I took in my studio. The goal here is that the software will then match, you know, gray with gray and blue with blue and periwinkle with periwinkle, all of those things to give me a nice profile. So it's measuring the photo that I took in studio against the standard to create a new color profile. Now when it's done, I'm going to go ahead and choose saturation, colorimetric, or portrait for my mode. And for this, since it was a portrait, I will use the portrait setting. I'm going to save it to Lightroom. I'll go ahead and click Save Calibration. And now what I'll do is I'll call this Alicia, because that was actually, that's her wrong spelling, A-L-E-I-S-H-A, Alicia Studio Preset. And then I'll just go Spyder, just to make it really clear, because I have a bunch of different presets. So SpyderCHECKR, there we go. I click OK. Now it says your calibration has been saved to, all of this means into your Adobe Lightroom preset folder. So it says you have to quit the color checker and then you have to go back to Lightroom and you have to relaunch Lightroom, because otherwise Lightroom won't be able to find that preset. So I'll do that now. Okay, Lightroom has now been restarted. So what I'll do is I'll go into the Develop pane, type the letter D for Develop, and you'll see over here under User Presets that it didn't show up. And sometimes, depending on your operating system, it will show up under User Presets. Sometimes it won't. And in my case right now, it didn't show up under User Presets. So I'm going to go find that preset now manually. All I need to do is right-click on User Presets and click Import. And when I do so, I have to now navigate to where those presets are stored. And that's on my, it's in my, basically my library. So I'll go do that now. There we go. So it's under User Presets and then Alicia Studio Presets. I click that and now you'll see over here on the left side, I've got that Alicia Studio preset for the Spyder Color Checker. So as now all I need to do is I need to just click on that, pow, and now what's happening is this custom profile is now being applied to that photo. Now this isn't saying it's the best rendering of this image. What it's saying is that this is a nice standardized photo profile for this image. In other words, the colors are right on. It's going to have detail in the shadows, detail in the highlights, and all of that stuff. The white balance is going to be perfect. You may or may not like that. Now you're the photographer, right? You're the artist. You can use this as a starting point if you want. This can be the starting point for your image editing journey. In this case, I like this. I like what it has done with the image. In fact, let's compare this preset that I produced using the SpyderCHECKR software with the original photo. We'll just put them up here side by side. And the one on the left is the one that's before. The one on the right is the one that's after. Now the one that's before, you can see there's a lot of kind of reddish color, and the one on the right, a lot of the color has been eliminated from the photo. And that's by design. It's the correct white balance. Now when I actually kind of like the new color. I think that's a better, it's a little bit more accurate with respect to her skin. But at the same time, I'm not really pleased with the overall contrast. So what I'm going to do is now continue to edit this image. Maybe I will add a bit of clarity, just a tiny bit of clarity. And I will also maybe bring down the blacks a tiny bit, get those blacks to be a little bit more solid. There we go. I'm going to crop the image. R for crop. Love it. I think that looks nice. Super. Now let's compare the before and after by pushing this button here. That's my before and after button. And the one on the left is before and the one on the right is after. We'll zoom in, compare them nice and close. Those of you watching may decide that the one on the left looks a little bit better. It's a little bit warmer overall. A lot of times people like the warmer skin tones, but if you're shooting products for clients, a lot of times you want those colors to be exactly right. For example, if I was photographing for the dressmaker of this photograph, I wouldn't want my interpretation of that. I'd want it to be exactly the colors that they presented me. And this is the way you do it. That's why the SpyderCHECKR is so powerful. Let's just really quick, let's go look at one more photo here to apply this to. I love Alicia's smiles in these photographs. This one looks a little bit cheeky, looks a little bit happy. All right, cool. So we pick that. We're gonna choose the photo preset, click on there. And then again, I can look at it and decide whether or not I like the overall settings. In this case, I like a little bit more contrast. Might even add a little contrast there. And a little bit down on the highlights. And maybe actually a little bit brighter overall. That's great. And then I'm going to crop out some of the stuff from the backdrop. Great. And we go to full screen view. That's a beautiful photo. Great colors. All right, there's how you do it for a studio photo. Let's go do it for a shot that we took outside. The process will be very similar overall. We go to the image that we shot outside. Same thing as before. I'm going to do a virtual copy. I'll crop this down. Crop it so we get just the colors. Got it. Now export out JPEG. Great. And now that that JPEG has been exported, I will go down to that folder here and go back and open my SpyderCHECKR software. Super. Now I'm going to drag that newest JPEG into the SpyderCHECKR software. And then, like I described before, make sure each of those dots are aligned as close to the center of the other dots on the actual SpyderCHECKR board. So I hit cool, I hit save, I hit cool, I hit save, and then we're gonna call this one Alicia outside SpyderCHECKR. And I hit OK. So now I will go into the develop panel and I will import the newest one, Alicia outside. There's my new preset, and now I click there, and when I do, let's not get one with our eyes closed. There we go. Bingo. Do that, and you can see, nice. It's done a nice job of maintaining all of my shadow information and all of my highlight information. I go back to this, the colors are right, and I've got a lot of data to work with because I use that profile, but I'm not overall pleased with the look because I don't think it has the punch that I'm after. Remember, this is a calibration tool and it's a starting point. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to bring some blacks into the scene just to give it a bit more punch, and I'm going to add a bit of vibrance so those colors come out. And it looks like maybe just drop the exposure overall a tiny bit. Nice looking photo. Let's then compare that to the before image. The one on the left is before and the one on the right is after, and you can see how the SpyderCHECKR took all of the awkward color out of the scene and gave me really natural and true to life color. So again, it's a powerful tool. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that you're able to use this tool in your own photography to make sure your colors are spot on. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and then I would also love it if you subscribe to my channel. Finally, if you want to be notified when we have new videos, go ahead and click the bell button, and we produce about a new video every week or so. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.